Welcome to a Service Please Snack. Today, we're with Meriel, founder of Club Mexicana, the vegan Mexican restaurants all across London. I was raised by just my mum, and she was an incredible entrepreneur and really a bit of a go-getter. So when I think of women in business and things like that, it doesn't actually seem foreign to me. Yeah. But actually, you speaking about Zan and things like that, it felt actually, when you look at it, like the meat in the bun kind of situation, and food at that time was a very male-oriented industry. Yeah. Did it feel also that that was a bit of a compounding effect with the veganism, and then with food, and then all of those kind of things? Yeah, there wasn't that many women doing it at all. It was very male-dominated. I mean, look, I'm lucky. I've been brought up to be pretty confident, and I also have a mum who's incredibly entrepreneurial and stands up to everybody. And so the male-dominated world that we all live in, when you have mums like that, it does seem slightly different. And then suddenly, when you're an adult in that world, you're like, oh, right, okay, so there is a patriarchy, but we didn't have that because our mums were badasses. yeah, exactly.
So I kind of try and be like my mum most of the time, basically, which means I'm not intimidated by, everybody apart from me being a bloke in the room or in the street or in Granary Square or whatever. I guess I just always had this underlying I know thing happening, where I was in my head I was yeah, I know that you all making your burgers and everything, and that's cool, and I know that everybody likes buying them, but trust me, that is changing, and it literally can't continue like this. And I remember having a really interesting chat with actually Neil Rankin, who's he is quite an intimidating, macho bloke in food. And I remember he was helping Street Feast, be a kind of a mentor to a lot of the food traders within Street Feast. We had a chat at Model Market. I think it was our first night there or something. And I was like, oh my God, Neil's coming over to us. What we're going to say? And he's like, yeah, this vegan thing. Yeah, it's interesting. And I think he was eating some of our tofish tacos, tofu wrapped in seaweed. He was like, these are really good. And I was like, oh my God, he likes our food. And I was like, okay, but it's just the tofu. Everybody loves the tofish. It's deep fried. Everybody loves it. But then he started talking a lot about veganism and his business, which obviously at the time was temper, and he was doing loads and loads of meat stuff, and his whole world was meat, and he was that kind of nose to tail whatever type farming. I don't know that much about it, but but then he started talking to me saying I'm fully aware that my business is not sustainable over the next 20 years, and that hit me. That was whoa, so hang on, we've got one of the best meat chefs in the country telling me that he thinks that veganism is the future of food. He literally said that veganism is the future of food. Funny now seeing what he's doing with Simplicity Burger and everything.
That's what I was going to say.
And that was the beginning of quite a good friendship between me and him, and we've done loads of food stuff together over the years, and he really changed my perception actually of meaty chefs. But yeah, so I think having my own thoughts about it, and having people like him being yeah, no, you're right, this is the future. And I've never been oh, I think that everybody's going to give up meat. But what I did know was that the space in which, well, the market share or whatever that we take up was growing and was only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I constantly get people who I know sending me articles in the newspapers about veganism's increased by 499% in the supermarkets. I'm yeah, no, that's kind of why we're growing as well, and we're doing well as a business. So I had that underlying confidence. I also had, I think building relationships with some men in the industry like Neil, that also helped as well. And I remember Henry at Street Feast, Leon, was also really like that, was really this is the future as well. Leon's now, obviously that he's not involved in it anymore, but they do a lot of vegan stuff. That was part of what he believed in. Yeah, and even like Jonathan Downey and, you know, just key figures who did come across as quite macho and blokey were like, yeah, no, this is good, like, this is, yeah, we got you, this is good. So it you know, again, it's like part of that community and stuff. And I think it is harder as a woman. I think street food is incredibly hard as a woman. I've noticed since the pandemic, loads of women who were doing really great street food things have like dropped out of it since then, and
okay.
you know, so I quite like to try and help anybody that I can, because I do know it's difficult, but yeah, that's kind of my journey in it.
Thanks for listening to that Service Please snack. Please like, share, comment, do whatever you feel is necessary. It means a lot. Till next time, Service Please with Josh Patterson.